Now you are familiar with the primary hypothyroidism, secondary hypothyroidism, and Goiter's hypothyroidism. Apart from these three types of disease, there are some other types of hypothyroidism that are also very important. Let's discuss these types of the hypothyroidism. First of all, there is the subclinical hypothyroidism. Subclinical hypothyroidism, as I told you, that it is a type of the disease that is due to some central reasons, and also in this type of hypothyroidism, what happens that there is normal level of the T4 hormone, but there is a increase in the TSH level hormone that is above the normal range. Now, this may be probably due to the reason that body is causing the pituitary gland to increase the level of the thyroid hormone in the blood, but the thyroid gland is defected, or there is some other kind of the disorder that can lead to the cause in the hypothyroidism, but the actual cause behind this subclinical hypothyroidism is not known. The thing that is known is the TSH level is above normal and the T4 level is in the normal range. So this is the subclinical hypothyroidism. Then there is another type that is known as central hypothyroidism. Now, central, what is the central part of our body? Central means the brain, the central nervous system. So this central hypothyroidism is due to some defects in the brain, like there can be tumor and hemorrhage. Brain tumor of the hypothalamus, or there can be hemorrhage in a brain hemorrhage that can lead to the defect in the production of the thyroid hormone and can cause hypothyroidism. Then there can be some trauma that decrease the thyroid regulating hormone, ultimately the thyroid stimulating hormone, and then cause the hypothyroidism. There can be some kind of the accident or brain injury that can lead to this kind of the disorders. Then there can be some malformation there can be some cyst, or there can be some other malformations that can lead to the central hypothyroidism. Then there can be the post-infectious damage, maybe some infection or infectious disease of the brain, meningitis, that is causing the brain to not function properly and the thyroid regulatory hormone is not being synthesized. Then there can be the post-surgical damage. Surgery can be a reason of causing the improper functions of the brain and improper hormone regulation and production of the thyroid hormone. So these all are the central reasons that can lead to the hypothyroidism and cause central hypothyroidism. Then again, the next cause of the hypothyroidism is congenital hypothyroidism. Congenital hypothyroidism, as the name indicates, that is inherited and due to some developmental defects. Mostly what happens that during the first trimester, the baby do not get enough iodine from the mother, or there is the iodine deficiency that leads to the developmental disorders, and this is also known as the cretinism. So cretinism is another name of the congenital hypothyroidism. The babies that are born with this disease, they usually have the large belly, and they also may suffer from the hernia, and the other features may be the decreased level of the hormone that is prominent when tested in such babies. And also the face can be puffy, swollen. These are some important clinical features that can tell you that the baby is suffering from the congenital hypothyroidism. Also, there can be some genetic defects that can be a reason behind. Now, discussing about the impact of this congenital hypothyroidism or cretinism, there are two types of the cretinism, the neurological one and the hypothyroidism one. Neurological, obviously, where there is some disturbance in the neurological function, there can be the mental problems, and there can be the dysregulation, ataxias can also occur. So these all are the symptoms of the neurological cretinism. And in hypothyroidism cretinism, there is the myxoedema, iodine deficiency, puffy face, swelling of the skin, swelling of the lower leg, large abdomen. All of these are the symptoms of the congenital hypothyroidism. So these all features you can observe in the in a baby who is born with the hypothyroidism. Now the next one, that is the autoimmune hypothyroidism. Now, as the name indicates here, our immune system is the culprit that is causing the hypothyroidism. Now let's see how. Thyroid gland basically consists of the thyroid cells, and you are aware of it that there is the epithelial cells that are responsible for production of the thyroid hormone. Now what happens that due to some autoimmune reason or due to some defect, the immune system plasma cell cause the production of anti-thyroid antibodies. Now, what is the purpose of these anti-thyroid antibodies? They act on these cells and cause the destruction and death of the thyroid cells. Now, when the death of the thyroid cell occur, obviously in these cells you can see that there is the thyroglobulin that has to be converted to the T3 and T4. When these cells die, there is no production of the thyroid hormone, and there is a decrease in the level of the T3 and T4, or ultimately hypothyroidism. This type of the hypothyroidism is known as autoimmune hypothyroidism, where autoimmune reaction takes place and anti-thyroid antibodies are produced. Then viral or bacterial thyroiditis. Now, viral infection and bacterial infection can also cause inflammation or infection of the cells, and may cause the dysregulation or also the death of some thyroid cells that can lead to the hypothyroidism or decrease in the hormone level. The common viral infection that can cause the hypothyroidism are subacute thyroiditis and giant cell thyroiditis. Then there can be the bacterial infections, including the acute thyroiditis and abscesses of thyroid gland that can be a reason of hypothyroidism. And this type of the hypothyroidism is known as viral or bacterial thyroiditis, or the hypothyroidism that is caused by the infection. So these are some other types of the hypothyroidism that can cause a decrease in the T3 and T4 hormone level.